Can you believe it's been 10 years since 9/11? At least Bin Laden's dead, you know? Who'd have thought Obama would have...
Whoa. What do you mean? You're glad Bin Laden's dead and all, but how do you even know he's really dead?
What? Come on. Are you one of those conspiracy theory weirdos now? Dude, it was all over the news. You know, the Navy SEALs, the dogs, the compound. Really?
Yeah, well, so you automatically believe everything you're told? I guess you believe the government's story about 9/11 as well.
Really? Dude, it's been 10 years. Get over it. Move on.
Yeah, well, if I could actually tell you what the evidence shows, it would make your head explode.
All right, go ahead, dude. This will be good. Let me hear your little story.
No, I mean, it's not really like story time. It's just a bunch of facts.
Whatever. Go ahead. This is going to be good.
Okay, all right. Where am I going to begin here? All right, how about the jets? First thing, the jets. You know, there are military jets on standby all across the country in case there's like a hijacked plane or something, so they can go up and check and see what's really going on, all right? They actually get sent up like 100 times a year because some plane goes off course a few miles or shuts its radio off by accident.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so 9/11 happens. The first plane gets reported hijacked at like 8:20, right? And then you got the third and the fourth planes, you know, all right, and the Pentagon, the Pennsylvania ones, right? They didn't crash till like an hour and a half later.
Yeah? What's your point?
Okay, my point is, all these guys train for is to intercept planes that could get hijacked, okay? 90 minutes after the first reported hijacking, guys with F-15s who are trained for this are nowhere to be found.
Well, maybe the FAA is just incompetent. You know, I have a cousin that works there. He is a complete imbecile.
How do I believe that? Yeah, well, did you know that they had training exercises that morning?
Who?
The fighter pilots, man. They were training for an actual attack. I mean, I guess it was supposed to be like a real one, but supposedly that's why they didn't know we were really being attacked.
Well that's kind of crazy, but I mean... I guess it could happen.
Yeah, well, okay, and they all know that when they're doing those kind of drills, all they have to say is real world, and the whole drill is canceled. Right then, right there, on the spot.
Yeah, I think I saw a movie like that once. But maybe the FAA guy screwed up with the whole real world thing.
Well, that would be okay on HBO, but that's just the beginning, all right? You know the report, like the official 9/11 report that came out? All right, they changed the time that the FAA reported the hijacking to the military, okay, to scramble the jet so that the FAA would go down looking bad and not the military. All right, and you know what else? Cheney was in his bunker the whole time giving the order to stand down the jets, man.
Shut up. Somebody would have said something.
Well, I mean, actually somebody did, just no one listened, all right? There was this one guy who testified about it even. I don't remember his name, but he's like the secretary of toilet papers. I don't know what he is, but he was saying how Cheney yelled at this young kid who came in the room asking about the jets, right? Cheney yells at the guy something like, "Did I tell you to change the order?" And the kid turns around and just leaves.
That's pretty wild, but wait, I mean, seriously, how come no one ever said anything about that? You know, like on the news or something? I don't know, man.
They really just don't talk about this kind of stuff on the news. A few times they do talk about it, they're always like, "Oh, it's a conspiracy theory," like they're talking about dirty diapers or something.
All right.
Okay, but I've got more. Let's see what's next. Oh, all right. The World Trade Center Towers, Building 7, the Pentagon.
Well, building what?
Dude, are you kidding me? You don't know about Building 7?
No.
All right, let me school you here. Building 7 was part of the World Trade Center. You know, it's like the complex, okay? It was a 40-something story building. It had emergency center for New York City, had like FBI stuff, and it was like 300 feet from one of the towers. I'm not sure which one, but anyway, like on September 11th, it came down at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, wasn't hit by a plane.
Well, then how did it come down?
See, that's the thing. It's not talked about in the official report.
What do you mean it's not talked about? It came down on 9/11. How could it not be talked about in the report?
I don't know. I didn't write the report, man, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. It came down like boom. Okay, there's a video of it. It's on one of the truther websites. It's called ae911truth.org. You got to check it out, dude. So, all right, so Building 7, it's hit by debris from one of the towers as it's coming down.
Yeah, there we go. Debris. Aha!
Okay, it wasn't like that, though. I mean, the debris did some damage to one of the sides, but not enough to bring the whole thing down. So then there were these little bitty fires in Building 7.
Fires, yes, there you go.
No. These weren't like towering infernos, man. These were like when grandma, burns the fries, okay? Plus, steel doesn't melt from like office fires. It's got to be like 2,000 degrees to get steel to melt. Little small office fires, it's just not going to do that, man.
All right, but did the towers go down from jet fuel? You know, when the jet fuel ignited, there was this big fireball. I remember that.
I mean, yeah, but even that wouldn't get hot enough even with a jet fuel. And besides, the firefighters were saying 3 weeks later there was like molten lava underneath the rubble of the towers. A regular fire just doesn't do that.
I don't know, dude. It still sounds pretty crazy to me.
All right, did you hear about that nanothermite stuff?
The what?
Nanothermite, all right? It's like this high-grade explosive. It was found in the dust of the tower, supposedly like all over the...
Yeah, right. You think the buildings were blown up? Come on, man.
Well, I mean, I don't know, dude. It was I saw it on this website, the ae911truth.org. They got videos with all kinds of evidence of explosions. You'll see. Check it out, dude.
Now I know you're totally whacked, all right? How could anyone even get explosives into the World Trade Center buildings? Come on, man. It was just the jet fuel, dude. Everyone knows that.
Okay, but does everyone know who was on the board of directors for the security company of the World Trade Center? Members of the Bush family, man. One was CEO Wirt D. Walker III. You know, like George Herbert Walker Bush. You know that guy?
That's weird. Okay, I'll give you that. But that's real conspiracy theory stuff, man. You're being, like, watched by the FBI.
Yeah, there's one now. No, seriously, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this stuff out, but I want to get to the truth, you know? And plus, did you hear about the whole pull-it thing?
I'm not pulling anything, man. Come on, you're getting a little personal here. What's the pull-it thing?
Okay, yeah, all right, well, here's what the pull-it thing is. The guy who owned the World Trade Center or Building 7 or one of them, I don't remember which one, but he was in the interview like right after 9/11. I think it was the next day, and he's like, you know, there's been so much loss of life, maybe the best thing to do would be just to pull it. And then he's saying that they made the decision to pull it, which means blow up the building.
What?
All right, so the next day he comes out and he's trying to say about the pulling the firefighters out of the building. But when he said that originally there was not a single firefighter in the building.
Come on, there's no way the firefighters blew up that building.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, I don't know who blew up Building 7, but I know what I know. And so why did Silverstein say pull it if he wasn't talking about blowing up the building?
Maybe he did mean the firefighter. This is just conspiracy wacko stuff, man.
All right, what about the insurance? He took out this $1 billion insurance policy like really soon before 9/11.
Okay, well, that's kind of weird. I'll give you that, but how about the Pentagon? You got anything on that? There were witnesses for that one.
Yeah, well, and there were also dozens of video cameras all over the place, but I've never seen a video. Have you?
What? I saw it on TV. Now, again, I know you're crazy, all right? Don't you remember it was on TV?
Well, I remember something, but you actually saw a plane crashing into the Pentagon. A plane.
I saw it.
Okay, well, there's a major general who was like the head of military intelligence for years, and he said that after he took one look at the photos of the crash site, that he knew it wasn't a plane.
What?
He said there'd be like a hole or a slot or a thing or some indention. I don't know the word he would use, but he said you'd be able to tell where the wings crashed into the building.
Yeah, well, he's nuts, and you're nuts, all right? If it wasn't a plane, then what the hell was it? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, well, there's a colonel from the Air Force. His name is Colonel Nelson, okay? He's on the same website as that general, the PatriotsQuestion911.com. He's the accident investigator, aviation accident, I don't know. But he said the same thing as a general. Same with the hole in the Pennsylvania. It didn't fit with one of those big old 757s or whatever. I mean, he said the engine parts and the other parts with ID numbers, that you'd be able to find them somewhere in the wreckage. But you know what? There wasn't one part found that had an ID number to link it to any of the 4 plane crashes.
Dude, the planes were going like 500 miles an hour.
But, but some of those engine parts are made out of titanium. Titanium, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's this guy, Captain Davis. He was on the same website, and he said, well, let me explain who he is first. He's like the guy who's an expert on engines for military aircraft, right? He got out of the military, became the CEO of an airplane engine company, you know, and like the big... Anyway, he's the guy that knows all this stuff. He's the expert. And he said that there's no way in hell that those titanium parts just vaporize.
Yeah, but...
There were no titanium engine parts for any of the 4 crashes.
Wait a minute. You just made me think of something. What about Let's Roll? What about that? And those phone calls from the plane, the one that crashed in Pennsylvania, you gonna tell me that stuff was fake?
I mean, I don't know what happened with those people. I don't know what happened with...
Aha! Got you. There we go.
If I could finish. I do know, however, that in 2001, you're not going to be able to make a really good cell phone call at 500 miles an hour at 30,000 feet. Not going to have a lot of bars.
I don't know, dude. It's like... I just need to get a handle on all this stuff.
Oh, man, I totally know what you mean. I mean, when you think of all the death and the suffering that's been going on because of 9/11, and then it looks like we weren't even attacked. It's just, wow, man, we're like puppets. It's crazy. Or a false flag operation, and they use depleted uranium weapons. Do you know what that stuff does to babies? And the military losses, the suicides, the innocent people, the...
Whoa.
You okay? You okay?
Whoa.
You all right? Whoa, 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 whoa. Settle it. Whoa, whoa. Oh, man. That's the third one this month.